I'm following Death First Heard, celebrity news, cases like that, and also, of course, Marilyn Manson. This here is from Marilyn Manson Uncanceled, who's got a great website, by the way, who in very much detail points out what's wrong with Marilyn Manson's accusers. And when I see detail, I mean sometimes he's got 12 to 13, 14-page articles, stuff like that. This one's called Phoebe Bridgers Exposed an Analysis of Her Statement Against Marilyn Manson. Two main points here. Number one, what could happen if you use Marilyn Manson's name in the media to boost yourself up? And number two, when these statements are made, if you don't look at them in detail and critically, you shouldn't fall for them. Honestly, you gotta be really gullible to fall for what she says without any actual thought into what's being said and if it's true. Let's see what we got. Though she had just released her second studio album some months before and was nominated for 4 Grammys, including Best New Artist of 2020, before February 4th of 2021, most people had never really heard of Phoebe Bridgers. I didn't. I never have. Have you? All right. All of a sudden, she is all over the media making an accusation on Twitter against Marilyn Manson to supplement the bombardment of accusations of domestic abuse and sexual assault against him made a few days earlier by Evan Rachel Wood and others. She obviously felt like she could contribute something, even though she herself was never acquainted with Manson either romantically or as a friend. Her claim was that she heard something suspicious from Manson one day as a teenager when she went over Manson's house with some friends, and by tweeting what this suspicious thing was, Phoebe Bridgers automatically was listed as one of Marilyn Manson's accusers and became much more known than she was before. So people like to say, Marilyn Manson's got 17 women, 19 women, whatever, accusing him. When you count things like this, baseless rumors, of course you're going to get up to a high number because anybody could say something like that. What is there for me to believe that he did this? What's the tangible, real, solid evidence? Even if he says it himself, that doesn't automatically mean it's true anyway. That's something I think a lot of people just can't get in their head. Even if someone says it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It means they said it for whatever reason. Maybe it is true, maybe there's a more likelihood of it being true, but it's not necessarily true. Then it goes on to say her name would become a household name just 2 days later when on February 6th she went viral for giving a much maligned performance on Saturday Night Live of her song I Know the End, where at the end, screaming with a smile on her face, she made a 25-second awkward effort to smash her guitar on a loudspeaker that only resulted in some scratches and dings on both. All right. Nonetheless, by going after Marilyn Manson one day and expressing Falk's rage on Saturday Night Live 2 days later, Phoebe Bridgers became someone to talk about in the music world. And then he says, let's take a look at what Phoebe Bridgers tweeted about Marilyn Manson on February 4th, 2021. I went to Marilyn Manson's house when I was a teenager with some friends. I was a big fan. He referred to a room in his house as the R room. I thought it was just his horrible frat boy sense of humor. I stopped being a fan. I stand with everyone who came forward. The label knew, management knew, the band knew, distancing themselves now, pretending to be shocked and horrified is effing pathetic. So she just stands with everybody. There's no need to figure out their credibility, if they make sense or not, if they're telling the truth. She just stands with everybody because obviously it's some kind of movement. It's some kind of political movement. If it wasn't a movement, you would not know who any of these women are until the court case, until the evidence was revealed, not hearsay, not word of mouth, not thrown out of court, until their evidence, actual evidence was revealed. You should not know who they are. And if you do know who they are, you should question them. Honestly, you should question everything right now. This is the age of pretty much anybody can say anything. But the proof for what people say doesn't have to be presented. And the word can go widespread. So especially things like this always should be critically examined. And then Marilyn Manson Uncanceled features some media reactions. The reaction of the media to these allegations was brutal, with headlines similar to this. Phoebe Bridgers claims Marilyn Manson told her he had an R room in his house when she was a teenager. Marilyn Manson allegedly told Phoebe Bridges he had an R room. I stopped being a fan from People, who was very, very, very pro Amber, by the way. Phoebe recalls horrible experience in Marilyn Manson's house. Phoebe says Marilyn Manson has an R room in his house. Phoebe recalls disturbing experience at Marilyn Manson's home from Exclaim, and then, more and more. One from The Sun down there. Marilyn Manson bragged about having an R room. Well, even if he did say it in those words, no one said he bragged, but okay, that's The Sun for you. We know about The Sun, don't we? And then let's see some logical questions you and everyone should ask about what Phoebe said. Reading this, I'm immediately struck by how vague the sentence is, how little she goes on to elaborate on it, as well as how she is scrutinized for being so vague. My immediate questions are, when did this take place? Month, year, something, anything, when? Where exactly did this take place? Okay, a state, a town, an address, anything. Why exactly did you go there? All right, that one's more easy to answer, but sure. How do you know Marilyn Manson? Another good question. Who got you in there? Who did you know that introduced you to him? You were a teenager, not like it's a public party where everyone who's a fan just walks in and says, "Hey, Marilyn, what's up?" How old were you exactly? Who were the friends you were with? Great questions. So you could really take a look at the media and see how surface level they are with these stories. And I gotta say, it works both ways. I mean, sometimes you see a story about someone that we don't really support, we don't agree with, so keep that in mind. But just saying, overall, where it should just be facts, evidence first, truth first, and if it's allegations like this, it should be really clear that this is strictly an opinion and might not be true, or something like that. Anyway, I've never heard of her. Probably not my type of music. If you want to be a rocker and you can't smash a guitar, then I don't know. You're not doing the best job. And if you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.